Five, four. All right. Hello, hello, hello. Thank you and welcome, everybody. It's me, your girl, Cindy Jean from Unparlé on Radio Fraternité, bringing you excellent, excellent people from our community doing excellent things. And I'm just bringing you the knowledge. That's it. I'm just the tunnel that brings the messages through. Okay. I'm here today with Rashawn Hughes from the Health Education Center right here in Norwich, Connecticut. Hello, Rashawn.
Hi, Cindy. Thank you for having me on.
Thank you.
Appreciate that.
Thank you very much for taking the time out your day to be here with us and to explain to us what is it that you guys do here at the Health Education Center. Um, that's my first question out the box is what is it that you guys do at the Health Education Center?
Yeah, so what we do here at the Health Education Center is we provide different types of trainings. We provide training as far as like CPR, AED, suicide prevention program. We also have a, community health worker program, which I guess we'll talk about more later. We offer different trainings to like community members as well as community service providers. We try to instill education in community service providers that they will be more culturally aware of the people that they serve. So that's what we basically do.
Oh, that's nice. I like the part where you say that you really focus on the cultural awareness because you have different cultures and different communities, and how they respond to people are different. You know, how receptive they are. So, having that awareness is very, very important, especially in a growing community like Norwich or New London County, Connecticut. You know, we're all,
Of course, a lot of the community members when they go off to seek services, they're going to people that don't necessarily look like them, that don't necessarily have the same culture as them. So it's important for the people that's giving these services to be culturally aware of the people that's coming into their organizations.
yes. My next question for you is how did you get involved as a community health worker in, that public health space?
Well, my journey was a long journey. I started off in the mental health field doing one to ones. I started working off with a person who was had mental deficiencies. So I worked with him, and then I gradually moved on to homelessness, working in Connecticut. I was a diversion specialist, just meeting community members in probably like the worst possible state that they could be in. I would interact with community service members or community members when they were in a chaotic situation. And my job was to direct them to different resources in the community. And that's basically how I got started as a community health worker. You know, you assess people that you come in contact with, and you determine what kind of resources that they need based on that conversation that you have with them. So that's basically how I started. And then I started working with veterans, and then I got introduced to the community health worker class, which was definitely transformative. It changed my life, and it made me be more passionate about servicing community members from a cultural lens.
Nice. I like that. So you've come a long way in doing some of the tough work that people try to ignore. We society sometimes looks the other way to homelessness, looks the other way to mental illness, where you're actually taking that first train straight into it, and I love that.
Yeah. It's almost like building relationships with the community members, because a lot of times they're going through some tough situations, and kind of asking for help can be difficult. So what we try to do is we try to be that trusted source that people can come to, let us know what issues that they have, and direct them to the resources that they may need.
And it's not only working with the people, you also have to work with, you also go into corporations,
Yep.
businesses. So it's really connecting the community wherever there is that split where these people feel like they might not be able to go into this establishment and get help because of their appearance,
Yep.
or they don't have the words to say I need help.
Exactly.
You're that go-to person, or community health workers is that go-to person that goes into those establishments and say I need someone that needs clothes, I have someone that needs an apartment, I have someone that needs a bank account, and helping them set it up.
Yeah, that's a great point, Cindy, because unfortunately, messages are not really heard unless it comes from the right person. So a lot of our community members don't know the right route to get the things that they need, or even if they try to go to the right place, their messages aren't received as positively if it weren't to come from like a CHW. So I'll give you an example. We had a mom who was having some mold issues in her house. She had just gave birth to a baby, so she was telling the landlord, listen, I need you guys to come get this mold out, and nobody did anything. All it took was for me to just give these people a call, say, listen, my name is Rashawn, I'm a CHW, I'm concerned about this mold, and they cleaned up the mold like the next day.
Wow.
So being that liaison, directing, connecting the community member to the community service provider, making that match is basically what we do.
Oh, that's nice. I like that. I like that very much. Let me see. Who can be a community health worker?
Pretty much anyone can be a community health worker. Um, we do ask that it's not a requirement, but I do think that a person should be passionate about service in the community. We want people that have a interest in seeing their community do better. Um, the community health work is not just a job; it's almost like a state of being because we're pretty much always on the clock. Assessing our environment, seeing what people need. So if you're passionate about wanting to improve the health of your community, that's definitely like one of the first criteria of becoming a community health worker.
Nice. I like that. So it was already ingrained in you because you was already doing it, and it's like the position was created, or the how can I say, yeah, the job position is created, and you just fell into line to what it was that you were already doing.
Yeah, like I'm sure there's tons of people out there already doing community health worker work, but they don't necessarily have that occupation as a community health worker. So if you are the type of person where your family comes to you for services, not just for services, but for suggestions like, hey, listen, I can't pay my rent this month. Do you know of any place where I can get some rental assistance? That's community health worker work. If you have somebody that has trouble getting their medicines or whatever, and you say, okay, I'm going to go to the store or to the pharmacy to get your medication, that's community health worker work. So if you do these things already, you are already doing community health worker work, but you just don't have the certification yet.
Nice, nice. I like that. I like the way you broke that down. Now, my next question to you is, what makes a community health worker so essential in a community?
Wow, that is a loaded question.
I came with
That
my
is a lot.
guns
You
today.
sure did. Um, the need for a community health worker is very very important, and the reason why it is important is because there is a disconnect between community service providers and community members. There's a disconnect. So you have someone, let's just say they're going to the doctor, and they've been going to the doctor many times for the same reasons. We can just call it diabetes. So they keep on going, and the doctor or the nurse is just treating the diabetes, but the nurse or doctor isn't assessing, okay, does this person have access to nutritious food?
Mm,
Does this person have the money or the resources to get food? Is this person exercising? The doctor and the nurse aren't assessing those domains of health, but that's where the community health worker comes in. Because the community health worker can say, you don't have a lot of fruits and vegetables in your fridge, and nutrition is a great way to manage your diabetes. So let's look out in the community to see if we can find any fresh grocers markets or any farmers markets or something like that where you can get these type of things. And we're the connection. So doctors, nurses, community service providers, they only see a small portion of the community member, a very small portion. If somebody is coming in for some assistance for their lights, that's just one part that community service member, that community service provider is seeing. The community health worker, we see all sides. We see the side where this person's having difficulty paying their rent. This person may need clothing. This person may need child care assistance. So what we do is we provide more of a comprehensive assessment on the community members as opposed to like the health workers or other people that just take a very limited view of the person.
oh, that's wonderful. That is wonderful. When will be? I'm excited. So I don't know if you guys are excited, but I'm excited because having community health workers in our community that look like us, that talk like us, that's come from the same place that we've come from, that's had to go through the same struggles that we've gone through, that, and then that's doing the homework. They're making the connections. They're doing the homework. Maybe I don't have internet service, or maybe I'm not. I don't. I speak a different language and can't communicate what I need to someone. So having a community health worker be that community liaison for me, a representative for me in the community is great. Yeah, it doesn't. I always tell people, I care because we care.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we care because you need care. You know, that's my motto.
That's right.
You know, that's my motto out there. And having something like the community health worker is something that's long overdue.
Mm-hmm.
Really, just to connect the pieces, because the doctor's doing the doctor's work. You know, he can't do everything else. He can't ask all those other questions. The nurse has to do the nursing work. She can't ask all those questions. The social worker has to do social work at the hospital or at her little domain.
Yep.
Everybody has their own scope of work that they have to pertain to, and they can't go outside that scope of work, even if
Exactly.
they want to. So having that community health worker allows these people to say, okay, I have someone here that's in need. The doctor, the nurse can make a phone call to their local community health worker organization and say, hey, I have someone here that I believe is in need. We keep helping them with their diabetes. You know, we're doing the medicine part, the internal medicine part, but there's something else here
Right.
that we don't know about.
Right.
So, you know, you're not just empowering, I think, the people in the community, but this right here is empowering our organizations, our healthcare organizations, our service organizations, you know, that helping them reach out to people and say, hey, we're here.
Yep.
You know, there's a lot of funding that I know, and locally we have TVCCA that provides services to the community at large. And some people don't know that they exist.
Exactly.
Some people don't know how to even, or are afraid to even go there and ask, or doesn't have the language to ask for services or for help. You know, we have the food kitchen here that does more than just supply food. You know, they help people that are not only for food but for clothing. You know, they help people fill out applications, job applications over there if you're looking for someone. So it's like everybody's doing their piece within their scope, but how can we connect it all? And this is how we connect it all with community health workers.
Yeah, you said a great point, because all the resources that you just named, how many people think that the doctor would know that type of stuff? Would the doctor know where the soup kitchens are? Would the doctor know where to get close for an interview? Would a doctor know where the farmers markets are or what time? No, the doctor wouldn't know any of that stuff. So that's why the community health worker, we're knowledgeable about the community, not just the community, but we're knowledgeable about the people in the community. So we can recognize signs. We're sensitive to signs more so than the doctor or the nurse or anybody else that's provided community service work. You know, we're sensitive to these things. So like, I can talk to somebody, especially it's like somebody from my community. I can assess them, and I could see things that, you know, a doctor or a nurse or somebody else in the service industry may not see. And that's why it's important for us to have community members. So like you, Cindy, I'm sure that you can recognize signs in the Haitian community, and you can direct people to those resources, as opposed to somebody that has no type of connection to the Haitian community.
Yes, definitely. It's a two-way road. It's not just I have the people that need the services, but it's also having that credential to walk into certain places and say, hey, I'm a certified community health worker working here in the state of Connecticut, and I represent the Haitian community.
Yeah.
So it's a two-way road. It's not easy just saying, hey, I need help for this person, or I need help for that person. It's really collaborating together with other community health workers, taking the training, having that support. CHW has an association here in Connecticut that's growing. I believe the head of the CHW association nationwide is from Connecticut. I forget her name right now.
Millie?
No, she's like the director, the nationwide director, and she's from Hartford. Desiree something. I forget her name right now. I wasn't planning to talk about her, but so I didn't put my nose there. But it's just that, this is something that's essential, that if we have to get the word out there that there's training available, so that if you are that person, that type of person that everyone in your neighborhood goes to, everyone in the building goes to, everyone in your family goes to, and say, hey, my daughter's sick and the doctor's telling me this, but it's not working. I have mold in my house and I have a brand new baby. What can I do about it? Where can I go? I just bought a house and my roof I got lead in there. Where can I go? So these are all things that specific people in different organizations would not be able to piece together, but a community health worker could say, okay, this child is sick because of the mold, and the mold is here because the landlord can't afford to get this done. So the community health worker is putting all those pieces together. It's helping the landlord get a grant from the city to get the work fixed, getting that baby outside the house that has the mold into a different place in the meantime, and making sure that mama got the medicine. And it's like we're taking care of all those little pieces. And it's nobody, and it's like this was long overdue. And absolutely. I'm so happy that we have this opportunity to get educated as community health workers here in Norwich at the Health Education Center that does a multiple of other things too. This is not the only place that you get trained at. There's actually 3 places in Connecticut that you can get trained at, but this is one of that I favor. So yeah, this is one that I favor. It's local, and like you said, it's culturally based, where they want to get into the community, different cultural communities, and say, how can I help you? What is it that you need for us to build our resources around that?
Exactly.
That's powerful. My next question is, I'm talking about these trainings and things. When are the next course? When's the next course coming up?
All right, so the next course will be coming in the fall. We have a course right now that I think you're currently in.
Yes.
And following that, we try to align our classes up with the school schedule. So it's probably going to be like late August. I don't have a specific date right now, but I'll let Cindy know so she can post it on the platforms. But it'll definitely be in the fall, and I'll be running that class.
Oh, perfect. That is great. That is great. Now, how can people go about registering for courses here at the Health Education Center?
All right. So what you can do is go on to the Health Education website. Just type in Health Education Center in Norwich. You go onto our website. We have a tab that says training. You hit on that training, and you'll see community health work, and there you can register. But I do want to inform the people that the training does cost money, but there is funding that will potentially pay for all of the course costs. So I do ask people on the website. We actually have a link where you can try to get some funding to pay for the course. It's called the Connecticut Healthcare Pipeline, and it's in partnership with the Eastern Connecticut Workforce Investment Board. So I urge you all, if you're interested in taking this course, don't let the cost deter you from doing it. There is funding available. The certification is great. If you're already doing CHW work, the certification will only help you. So when you go into these places and you're advocating for your family members, for your friends, for your clients, if you go in there as just a person, that's fine. But if you have that certification behind your name, that CHW certification, people will be a lot more receptive to what you're saying. The CHW as an occupation is definitely growing in Connecticut. We have advisory boards that are specifically designed to increase the professional development of all our CHWs. So even after you take the course, we're going to continue following you throughout your professional development to make sure that you get the type of jobs that you want.
Nice. I like that. I really like that. So there's a lot of opportunities. I had Googled last week, community health worker, because I was a little bit concerned that there might not be no job options. And there were, it was ridiculous. The local hospitals, the insurance companies are looking for, I think, Connecticut Community Health Network, which is an insurance company here in Connecticut. They're looking to hire 25 people. They just put something out, a blast out that they need 25 community health workers that they're going to train, that they will certify, and things like that. They have locally here in Norwich, Generations,
Yep.
United Family Services, so UCFS, United Community Family Services. I forgot the C. So it's like it's definitely a growing market for it anywhere that you're at in the state of Connecticut. And then I started looking other places like Texas and Massachusetts, and I'm
We're
like,
all over.
oh, I said, okay, this is a growing trend. Like this is real deal, where I think it's being pushed because it's needed.
Yeah.
Especially at a time like this.
Yep.
Especially after we had that COVID.
I was
after
just gonna say
COVID,
that, yeah.
where everybody's getting services at home, everybody's staying home. People are scared to go out into the community. And then there was a time that shut down. You don't know what's open and what's closed.
Yep.
What's still available and what's not available. So it's like people are coming out of this caveman mentality, where it's like we're shut in. Nothing's open outside. We can't go out there. So the places that we used to go to get services, they're not open. They're not taking visitors. We have to go online. And then people are like, how do I go online? I don't have a computer.
Yeah.
I can't go to the library because the library's closed. I'm scared to get sick at the libraries or something like that in a public space. So it's like, while we reopen, it's really, really important for us to bring more community health workers into the community, especially whatever community that you live in, wherever you're at. People need help.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
Going out there and being that brave soul, I always look at it like you're a soldier in the army, So it's like you got to go full speed ahead and really lead the way for other people to help build up your community and not see your community suffer or go
That's
down.
right.
It's like we are the change makers. I think Gandhi says, be the change that you want to see in this world.
Yeah.
And that's what a community worker is. They are the change that they want to see in their communities. If I don't like that my community, my street's dirty, I know where to go. I know who to call, but somebody else doesn't know who to call.
Yeah. Especially if you're not from that community, you wouldn't know who to call. I think it's important for us to talk about community health worker, and what distinguishes a community health worker from everybody else is we look at mental and physical health. Like some people are just designated to either the physical or the mental, but we take a look at both. So we take a look at, is this person eating the correct foods? Is this person getting the mental health services that they need? We assess all that, as opposed to other people that just, okay, I'm just going to service what you're here for. So if you come in here for some cash assistance, that's the type of support you're going to get from me. It's like a one-off, But with us, we have a conversation with the person. We build a relationship with the person. And in that relationship building, we are able to determine everything that this person may need. And because we're a trusted member, that person feels comfortable disclosing that information to us. And once they do that, we already know the resources to direct them to. And that's basically what we do.
Nice. I like that. Well, I'm all out of questions, y'all. Listen, this has been a great interview. And I think what's happening here at the Health Education Center is essential, for a community's growth to come back, because a lot of communities have been devastated by COVID, businesses shutting down, people retiring. I think in the newspaper on Sunday's front page, it says like our court system, our justice system is suffering because a lot of the lawyers and judges have retired. So we need these new fresh faces. We need people coming up, so if you are retired and you have knowledge about a specific area in your community, come in, get trained, give them a call here at the Health Education Center. This is the number right here, 860-465-8281. So remember, the phone number is 860-465-8281. That's how I got started. I made a phone call. I asked a couple questions about when's the course going to start, and they put me on the mailing list. Next thing I know, I got an email saying the course is about to be open. Register now. So give them a phone call. Don't be afraid. if you're that type of person that's always been the go-to, the mother of your community, the father of your community, please sign up. And then also there is funding out there for education to re-educate people, because COVID had, we don't realize this, but COVID really broke down our society and put us on our knees. I don't want to say crippled us, because we're not crippled, but we definitely was put on our knees for a while. And this is part of building that back up and building up so that next time something happens like this, we know how to handle it.
Yes, right.
You
That's
know,
right.
having community health workers out there and there's a shutdown, you know, where nobody can come out, we got community health workers that you could call and say, hey, this is what's going on. I can't get my bills paid because I'm not able to go to work and X, Y, and Z, and they can help you. This is what we do. This is what we do for a living. This is what we do. We wake up breathing this. You know, I was talking before we wrap it up. I was talking to a friend of mine, and I said, you know, a community health worker really is a public health servant.
Yep.
You know, we are a public health servant. We're helping it's encompassing of the whole community. It's not just one piece, like Rashawn said. It's not just mental health or your physical health or financial health or spiritual health. It's encompassing. It's like, okay, we're looking at the whole big picture. You know, we're looking at what the trends are in the community, what's going on at large with our youth between the ages of 18 and 24, what's going on at large with seniors, you know, between the age of 75 and 95. You know, so we're looking at it in a shifting piece. As it shifts, we shift with it.
That's
you
right.
know, so I think this is definitely a great thing that you guys are doing here, providing people with the knowledge, the skills that they need, and the reinforcements are there. The association is there, the board of directors is there, the continuous training is there. If you never heard of community health worker, I say if you're retired, if you are looking for employment, get the training. There's definitely employment there. Be that resource. Even if you're not looking for employment and you still want to stay retired, the training doesn't hurt.
Yep.
You know, and having that underneath your belt so that when you walk into a place and say, hey, I'm their community health worker, I'm the community health worker representing this person, there's people treat people differently.
That's right. That's right.
I was at the hospital with a client of mine yesterday, that an older lady that had a slip and fall at home, and part of my job is to actually go to the hospital with them to represent, to help them communicate and things, because as you know, sometimes when you get older in age, you loss of hearing, loss of sight, and with the mask on, they can't hear what you're saying. They can't read your lips because your face is covered. So they need that person in the middle to communicate, to interpret for them and make them feel not afraid.
That's right.
And definitely you can see the difference in care when that person is in the room, when you have an extra person in the room and it's not the sick person. You're like, yeah, we here to watch what's going on.
That's right. Sometimes you really need that support, because if you don't have that support, you know, the people will assume things about you and probably treat you a certain way, as opposed to if you have a community health worker there that can advocate for you and tell the person, okay, this is what this person is saying, this is what this person needs. Yep.
So definitely the number here is 860-465-8281. 860-465-8281.
And let me just say this, that we would love to have diverse CHWs. Our CHWs are representative of the communities that we serve. So if we only have a certain group of CHWs, it's not reflective of the community. We need CHWs from all parts of Connecticut: Hartford, Norwich, New London, Putnam, those places that we don't necessarily go to all the time. We want CHWs from all of these regions, because each CHW is a trusted member of their community. So if we all get together, you can imagine the information that we can share with each other, the ability to troubleshoot difficult cases, you know, just pooling our resources together, right? So if I have a client, if I'm from Hartford and I have a client that's moving to Norwich, right?
Yeah.
I can say, listen, I want you to talk to Cindy. If you need some help, Cindy's going to help you out because we have that connection. So not only are we community health workers, but we also have a community within the community of health workers.
Yeah.
Where
We're
we
a
support each
network.
other. We are a network.
Yeah. We are a network. And just in the training itself, I think about 12 other classmates, and the the range of knowledge.
Yeah.
You know, you have people that work in mental health. You have
Yeah.
people that work with physical disabled. You have nutritionists in there. And it's just like, wow.
I know.
It's like it's crazy, like the amount of knowledge that's just in that room.
Just in that one group. And yeah, because everybody has different experiences. When I talk to Cindy about benefits and insurance, it's like she's speaking calculus to me because I don't know any of that stuff, you know? So, but I'm learning from her because we learn from each other because her experience is different from mine. And I'm sure I can tell her some things that she probably doesn't know. But that's why, you know, we want people to join community health worker because we are a network and we all have the same type of passion to better our communities.
Like I said in the beginning, I care because we care for your care. You
That's
know
right.
what I mean?
That's right.
That's how it is. Like somebody's looking out for me. When I go and see my doctor and I'm in tears because something's going on in my personal life and she's like, what's going on? You know what I mean? It's like she cares.
Yeah.
You know, when I call and I say, I don't feel good, I think I got COVID, she'd be on that 9 o'clock Zoom, the video conference, like, Cynthia, you fine. You know, so but it's because she cares. Where, you know, having that person with you in the room with you when you go in. I had a person recently that they thought they had cancer. They went to a biopsy and it was like, I don't want to go in there by myself.
Yeah.
I don't want to go by myself. I don't want to hear this news.
Yeah.
You know, no matter what it is, I just don't want to do it by myself. And just having that person just come into the room, be a silent fly in the wall.
That's it.
You know, part of our training is that we're listeners.
Yeah.
We listen.
Yeah.
You know, we pick up on stuff. We're like that private investigator that's just in here listening and listen to what you want to do. We don't impose. One thing I like is that community health workers don't impose their own beliefs on other people. We're here to listen to what you want, and we try to deliver on what you need.
Exactly.
You know, so I love it. So if you are in the community, in the Haitian community, the Spanish community, Caucasian community, Chinese, Mandarin community, we want you to be part of the network because that also educates us.
That's right.
If I might be in Norwich and I'm the only community health worker in Norwich and I have a Mandarin speaking family. If I have another CHW that speaks Mandarin, guess what?
Yeah.
What is it about the culture that I need to know?
That's right.
You know, the children might be able to talk to me, but I want to be able to talk to the parents too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's all right. Overheated it. Okay.
Let's not come back on.
So it's okay. We done broke the fuse because we're too hot in here. We talking too much. This conversation's too good. All the lights just went out. So, but anyways, it's essential to have. And you know, if you need some help, we're talking about educating people and making the connections. But there's people that's going to be listening that might be in need of help. You might be needing a CHW and want to get in contact with a CHW. CHW has an association.
Yeah.
We have an association, and if they contact the school, will they be able to get connected with a CHW?
What school?
Right here.
Yeah. If you contact the Health Education Center, we can connect you to a CHW. We will have a conversation with you. If you need to be directed to resources, we can definitely connect you to the person that you would want to talk to.
Perfect. Well, once again, thank you everybody for joining us on Radio Fraternité. Every Thursday night, listen to Unparlé with Valerie and Cynthia. Today, we have Rashawn Hughes from the Health Education Center with us talking about community health workers and how essential they are to our community and how to get training, how to get connected with a community health worker, and all the support that comes with that. So once again, thank you and goodbye.
Bye.